Hey everyone, and welcome back. So it is April now, definitely a new month, which means we have new announcements from Vinegar Syndrome, and indeed new announcements from Scream Factory. They've announced their June, well, sort of announced their June titles. And because this week for me, as I mentioned in my last video, was a little hectic, I'm actually glad some of these announcements actually came in, so I can record a video now, just in case I can't do one later in the week. And as of this recording, and most likely when this is also uploaded, it is indeed April 1st, April Fool's Day, and I'm just going to tell you up front, no gags or jokes from me. Even right now, I'm so over any April Fool's like stuff, you know, like fake announcements and all. I'm just like, I'm just not in the mood for it today. So you can rest assured, anything I talk about today is indeed real, nothing fake. So let's get to it. So first up, Vinegar Syndrome has their April titles up for pre-order, and with with Vinegar Syndrome, of course, they announce their titles at the very beginning of the month, and then they ship usually by the end of the month. So we have 3 new actual Vinegar Syndrome titles, 1 new one in their Vinegar Syndrome Labs line, and then 1 new one in their Cinematographe line. So the first one I'm going to do is their Cinematographe 1, which is obviously the newer line that they just started at the beginning of this year. And this is, now they've done, what, 2 4K titles and 2 Blu-ray ones? Or 1 Blu-ray one? And this, I'm confused. I don't remember. Anyway, this is a Blu-ray. This is a Blu-ray release. I think it's Region A too. Let me just double check. It is a Region A locked Blu-ray, so just a heads up on that. And that is the movie Touch, the Paul Schrader film, for pre-order for $34.99. Again, Paul Schrader film from, what year was this? 1997, starring Bridget Fonda, Christopher Walken, and Skeet Ulrich. And this is one of those films I've always known about for a long time, but actually haven't seen. So I'm looking forward to actually checking it out on this release. And let's see, just real quick, it has a new 2K restoration from the 35mm Inner Positive with the original Dolby Stereo soundtrack, a new interview with writer-director Paul Schrader, a new commentary track with film historians Howard S. Berger and Steve Mitchell, as well as a new video essay by Daniel Creamer. And so far, I'm actually really digging this new line. I kind of wish it was included in the subscription, but I can understand why it isn't. And now we move on to the Vinegar Syndrome Labs line, which is another one of their sub-labels. This one tends to cover different kinds of films. It's been an interesting mix so far. Some of them were much older films. I think a couple of their new releases, I think, were like movies from the 40s and stuff, and then a couple of foreign films and stuff. So it's an interesting line. And this new one is definitely, I will say, interesting. Let's see. So at $27.99, the pre-order price is the film Paganini, from, what year is this? 1989, starring Klaus Kinski, and indeed directed by Klaus Kinski. It's a biography on the composer in Klaus Kinski's eyes, so I haven't seen it. Really interested in seeing it. You know, because if you don't know, Kinski was a little bit of a madman. And I say that lovingly, because luckily I never had to work with them. Anyway, so it's a Blu-ray release. It's a region-free Blu-ray. It does have a new scan and restored 2K transfer from the original 35mm camera negative. It's in its original Italian language mono soundtrack with newly translated English subtitles, as well as an English dub track. New commentary track with film historians Eugenio Ercolani and Troy Howarth. My Life with Kinski, an audio interview with actress Deborah Caprioglio. The Devil's Left Hand, an interview with music consultant violinist Salvador Accardo. The Voice of Madness, an interview with soundman Luciano Muratori. Aiming at the Director, an interview with unit manager Stefano Stabdoni. How to Kill a Producer, an interview with film historian Eugenio Ercolani. Paganini, a 95-minute English language director's cut sourced from a tape. Interesting. What's the running time? Otherwise, 84 minutes. Okay, so 11 minutes difference. Behind the scenes footage sourced from a tape, partially translated, clocking it at 52 minutes. Klaus Kinski press conference from Cannes from 1988. English theatrical trailer, English opening titles, and end credits. So, yeah. If you've seen it, let me know. I can only imagine what this film is like. So yeah, it should be quite an interesting experience, I assume. And now we move to the 3 titles that are part of the regular Vinegar Syndrome line. So first up is another Cynthia Rothrock film. That's the movie Lady Reporter, up for pre-order right now for, let's see, $29.99. It's a Blu-ray and is going to be regionally locked. Heads up on that. Newly restored by Vinegar Syndrome from existing 2K Studio Masters. Includes both the 88-minute Hong Kong theatrical version in Cantonese with English translated subtitles and the 90-minute English language export version. Interesting that the English one is actually longer. Usually you kind of think it would be reversed, but interesting. New commentary track with martial arts film historian Frank Zheng for the Hong Kong version. No mediocre action interview with actress Cynthia Rothrock. Playing the villain, an interview with actor Vincent Lin. A Cantonese theatrical trailer, an English trailer, and an image gallery. And next up is another Blu-ray release, and this is of the House Where Death Lives. Retailing pre-order price of $29.99. Also a Region A locked Blu-ray from 1981. I'm pretty sure I've seen this film. Haven't I? Sorry, I don't mean to get distracted, but I kind of feel like I've seen this before. Anyway, Region A locked Blu-ray, new scan and restored in 4K from its 35mm camera negative. Commentary track with The Hysteria Continues. Dear John, an interview with actor John Dukakis. Stuck in That House, an interview with actor David Hayward. Madhouse, author Stephen Thrower on The House Where Death Lives. And he's going to have the original mono soundtrack. I think I skipped over that part. So, yeah, interesting. Man, I swear I've seen this film before. I don't know. I'll have to watch the trailer and just kind of double check. Anyway, neither here nor there. So finally we get to the last one for Vinegar Syndrome, and this is indeed a 4K release of the film Witch Story, up for pre-order for $37.99, and this is from 1989. And this will be a 2-disc set, 4K disc with the film on it, as well as an included Blu-ray, but the included Blu-ray will be Region A locked. Obviously 4K, region free, thank goodness, but the included Blu-ray will be Region A locked. So it has a new 4K scan from its original 35mm camera negative, and its original English language 2.0 stereo soundtrack, as well as its Italian language dub soundtrack, untranslated. Commentary track with film historians Troy Howarth, Nathaniel Thompson, and Eugenio Ercolani. Directing A Witch Story, an interview with director Alessandro Capone. Producing The Witch, an interview with producer Giuseppe Pedersoli. The Light of Witches, an interview with cinematographer Roberto Girometti. The It-Brit Connection, British actors in Italian horror. Video essay by Mike Foster. An Italian Witch in Florida, an archival making-of documentary featuring interviews with the director, cinematographer, and composer, clocking in 44 minutes too, which is cool. Raw audition footage, that's neat, at 45 minutes. And an image gallery. So, have I seen this? I think it had another title, right? Yeah, originally marketed in the US as a sequel to the film Superstition. So I wonder if I saw it under the other I don't know. I won't ramble on about which ones I've seen, which ones I haven't. So also there are 2 bundles this time. One is just for the 3 Vinegar Syndrome only titles. So with that one you get The Witch Story, Lady Reporter, and The House Where Evil Lives for a price of $94.99. Or if you want all 5 films, the 3 Vinegar Syndrome ones, the Vinegar Syndrome Labs line, and the Cinematographe one. So obviously that's Witch Story, Lady Reporter, The House Where Death Lives. Slow down. The Paganini film, as well as Touch, and that is at $154.99 if you want to get all 5. And again, all these are up for pre-order right now and should be shipping by the end of the month. And as far as, so if you're a subscriber like me, we get the 3 Vinegar Syndrome titles, but we don't get Paganini or Touch. Do have to get those separately. So those are the Vinegar Syndrome titles for the month of April. Now we move over to the Scream Factory announcements for June. So just real quick, as of this recording, they haven't been officially announced from Scream Factory, and as far as I know, I don't think they're up for pre-order yet on their website, so I don't have other details at this moment beyond just the title. There was a press release that did get posted on Blu-ray.com, which is what I'm going to go off of. But as far as the other announcements, so I don't know if there's going to be bundles and, you know, posters and things like that. I don't know any of that yet. I only know the titles. Now I will say these are 4K titles, 4K upgrade titles. Let's do the Shout Select one first. And that is indeed the movie Matinee, coming June 25th. So we're getting a 4K upgrade of the Joe Dante film. I love this film so much. I'm actually really happy this is getting a 4K upgrade because the Blu-ray they put out just a couple years ago was good, was fine, but even then I kind of figured like, I think the film could look just a little bit better. So I'm excited for this 4K upgrade. And again, I don't have any further details at this point, so I don't know if there's any new extras or anything, but definitely one I will be picking up. And then the next three are Scream Factory titles. So first up is Species 2 getting a 4K upgrade set for June 25th. No, sorry. Set for June 11th. And yeah, obviously they did what they released before on Blu-ray? It was like the first 3 films or the first 4 films? I can't remember. Obviously the first film they already put out a 4K release of this one. Now we're getting the second one. And again, I don't have any further details at this moment. The next one is probably the only new one from them. I think these are just all basic 4K upgrades, and but it's a 4K release coming on June 18th of the RoboCop remake from, what year was that? Does it even say? I don't remember. I actually never saw the remake. I mean, I've heard it's okay, but I don't know. Let me know if it's worth checking out. But anyway, so yeah, we're getting a 4K release of the remake. And then finally, definitely the big one, Matinee, probably the biggest one for me, but also underneath that is a 4K upgrade of RoboCop 2, slated for June 18th. So that'll be a good one for me to upgrade to, because I really love the look of the second one. I think it'll actually look really, really good in 4K. I assume it's porting over all the extras from their Blu-ray release from years ago. And then that's all I know at this point. Now, there could be some more details, in which case I'll just cover them in another video. Although usually sometimes when they do the announcements, they don't actually release some of the details until the month before release, so probably sometime in May. But again, I just don't know if there's any specials or anything, any special bundles or anything. I just don't know that yet. And there also could be 1 or 2 titles that we don't know about just yet as well. Not sure. I mean, maybe this is all we're getting in June. I don't know. But it also wouldn't surprise me if there was maybe just one more that hasn't gotten out yet. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. I assume all these will be announced this coming week. If not, by the time I upload this video, and this part of the video is pretty much useless. But yeah, so that's it for Vinegar Syndrome and Scream Factory announcements. I'm sure there's probably more stuff out there. I don't know what to trust today, being at April Fool's. Good Lord, I have no clue. I've already seen some like joking announcements, and it's just like, oh God, I'm so over this already. Can we just move on to April 2nd? So let me know what you think of these announcements. And as always, thank you for watching, and I will see you on the next one. And be careful what you read on the internet today. Well, actually, be careful what you read on the internet anyway, on any day, but especially today. So, yeah.